Coach kind of talked about how it felt like a tale of two halves in some way, at least defensively, energy-wise. What do you think did spark the defense and just like the fast pace you guys started with this game?
I think like that energy aspect. I mean, we had energy on the bench. I mean, on the floor, and we have to be able to find that within ourselves in that second half. Like we don't have the bench and the coaches on our side in the second half on defense, so we have to find it within ourselves to get that energy, dive for loose balls, make sure we gang rebound and push in transition.
Talking about defensive energy, just when you see, Lexi flying around and Janaea flying around, just like how much does that, I guess, motivate the rest of you to like really play with a certain level of toughness as well?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I mean, I see them sacrificing their body, so it's like, okay, I need to do the same for them. I mean, they're taking risks for us. I gotta be able to do the same and help them out.
You guys forced 19 turnovers, scored 27 points off those turnovers. Can you talk about just the pressure you guys are able to generate on that defensive end?
Yeah, I mean, again, like Lexi diving on the floor, Nay diving on the floor, I mean, everyone getting on the floor. When we generate that type of defense and that intensity and pressure, we can get out and run in transition for easier scores. Like Coach said, we don't have to work in the half court. It's much easier when you can get out in transition, find easy layups or kickback threes.
And you guys had good ball movement, especially in the first half, finished with 15 assists in the game. Can you just talk about how you guys were able to move that ball around today?
Yeah, I mean, it makes the defense move. When you don't have to play against a set defense, you can find lanes, you can find open shooters. But, I mean, we always find who the hot hand is. We get each other open, setting great screens, and then just reversing the ball, change sides of the floor.
When the defense was set for Central Mission, you were able to get to the line 23 times. What does it mean as a team to get to the line so many times?
Yeah, I mean, then when they're committing fouls, we kind of get into that bench. And then we can attack them more if the refs are calling it. I mean, we want to get to the free throw line. I don't know what we shot from the free throw line, but they should be easy points. But when you have people in foul trouble, we're able to get into that bench.
Paige, Alumni Day, you've been here almost 2 years now. Kind of what's it mean to you? You see all they're at shoot around, pregame meal, just kind of what does that mean to you?
I mean, seeing a bunch of them come back, it just shows like how much this program meant to them. I mean, they laid the foundation for us in the past. We have to make sure we do the same in the future and represent them in the Falcon way.
Big day, Alumni Day, important because they paved the way for us. It's why this building was built. In large part to Coach Vole and Coach Miller. So hats off to them, and it's not every day you get a bobblehead, so congratulations to Coach Miller as well. The game, I thought it was a tale of two halves. First half, we played with a lot of energy, got a good lead, jumped out on them, ran our stuff fairly well, got some transition points. Second half, I thought, we kind of just slowed down a little bit. Our defense kind of gave up too many good looks, too many second chance. So, their percentages reflected that. And then we had to run offense against a set defense and kind of lost our pace. So we're still working. We're still working to right the ship. But I think we're going in a good direction. I think we've got some momentum moving through this part of our schedule. And we got to keep our head down and keep working.
All right, questions?
You talked about you guys coming out quick in that first half, first quarter specifically, 21-10, you guys finish up in that. Can you talk about how important that was in the grand scheme of the game?
Yeah, I mean, it got us our separation, kind of set the tone for the game. And I thought it was defensively. We kind of held Morrison and Lawson in check, didn't give them any easy buckets. They had to work for everything, which kind of set the tone defensively. We got a little bit away from that in the second half, but that was where we focused on. We focused on stopping those two, plugging the paint, and getting out in transition.
And then you guys close the half. You go on a 14-0 run. Can you talk about how that run came together, how important that was?
Yeah, I just thought we got some great momentum, and it was off our defense. We pressed a little bit and got some turnovers, sped them up. I thought defensively in the first half we were pretty good. I wish it carried over to the second half, but it will eventually.
And Donahue seemed like she was all over the place today. 5 steals, She grabs 5 rebounds, 3 of them on the offensive boards. Can you talk about her effort?
Yeah, she's usually all over the place. Yeah, like you gotta, like she's a rocket. She's she's out there and doing multiple things at a time. So her deflections, her defensive presence, and the way that she gets after it really helps us. And then she gets out, she finds a way to get a hand on a ball, and then she's the first one out in transition over the top for the pass. So she is a rocket out there. She really gets out. I shouldn't say rocket, should I? She is a bullet out there. She gets out and speed cut to the basket, and we get easy twos, and it's a great momentum builder. So we really appreciate her energy.
Kind of going off of that, her and Lexi's just like kind of toughness out there, especially in this game. It felt like they got bodied to the floor a couple times based on how hard they were going. Just how does that really set the tone for you guys defensively of, like, I guess, a defensive identity you want to have?
Yeah, it is. We need that toughness. That's one thing that our lineup lacks. We need that toughness. We need those loose balls. We need second chance. We need all of that, and those are toughness things. We need somebody to make a stop, dive on the floor for a loose ball after a deflection. Those are the things we need to be successful, because it fuels our offense as well. But those two in particular, they sacrifice their bodies. They get after it, and it's really impressive when they're working on all cylinders and getting our defense right and then getting us out in transition.
You talked about swinging defense and how good it was today. You swung the defense into the offense, 27 fast break points. What does that mean as a team to get those many points off the
Yeah, it means easy offense. It means easy offense. That in the second half we played against set defense because we didn't get a lot of stops. So that's the difference. That's what it looks like. In the first half we're zipping up and down the floor. We don't get stops. We're taking the ball out of bounds versus a zone press, and then we're falling back and playing against a man, and it's just tough. It's tough. So when our defense is working, it creates our offense. It usually creates 20 to 23% of our offense.
And you were able to hold Central Michigan very well from the defensive end on 3-point percentage, 15% from 3. What does that mean as a team to keep them off the 3-point line?
Yeah, more so, the defensive field goal percentage is great, but those long rebounds, we controlled most of those, and that's where, we've struggled against them, especially in the last game, is them getting those shots up and us not tracking rebounds down. But I thought we did a really good job, an exceptional job in the first half.
Any other questions for Coach?
Like that, Paige? See how that's done?
Speaking of Paige,
Oh, there we go.
led the team 18 points, played all but 13 seconds in the game.
Yeah.
Felt like she hit a lot of big shots when your offense started getting a rut. Can you just talk about her performance?
Yeah, I probably should have left her out there for those 13 seconds. Yeah, I mean, she's been on a roll. She's, and she's shooting very well and getting shots up within our offense, and her teammates are finding her, and we're running stuff for her now. We've found a few plays that work really well for her where she can get some shots up, and she's taking the shots. She early on in the season she probably passed up the majority of those, but she's taking them now, and they're going in. She's an exceptional shooter. Cover your ears. But we really need that from her. So she's done a great job this second half of this season, and we need her to continue to do that.